This is Chris Powell from Couch Coach Live, and we're live here at the Siegel Center where we had the VCU women's basketball team defeating University of Maryland Eastern Shore by the final score of 62-48. This game pretty much was a tale of two halves. Essentially, University of Maryland Eastern Shore got off to a great start in the first half, led in the first quarter 19-14, and also led at halftime 32-49. Pretty much the difference in this game was in the third quarter. VCU, this game was tied at 37, and then the Rams came back and had a 16-0 run to end the third quarter at 53-37. And we had a little bit of craziness going on. It was a fire alarm that went off at the end of the third quarter, the start of the fourth quarter, where we were all evacuated from the building, came back in, and the Rams started back up in the fourth quarter and essentially took care of the win today. Of note in this victory, Mary-Anna Asare did eclipse the 1,000 point mark in today's game. So following today's game, we did speak with Coach Beth O'Boyle and also Mary-Anna Asare.
First exciting night to kick off the season. It's always those first games where, your team's coming together and it's the first time in the stew. And, I thought Maryland Eastern Shore came out with great intensity. And, obviously we were a little bit, feeling that in the first half. But I thought Mary did an excellent job just talking to the team and settling us through. I think her leadership really came through. And as I said after the game, she's earned every one of those 1,000 points. She's in early morning workouts. She has an incredible work ethic. That same work ethic shows up in the classroom. That's why she graduated early. It's a tremendous player and has done so much for our program. So excited to see her get that tonight. For us, it's continuing to build. I thought, Deja and Pat are two freshmen. They're coming in and playing hard and playing the way that we want. And, some of the things that we will go back and look at on film and get better. And we know, hey, heading in Toronto, going to play Villanova, and our schedule keeps going from here.
Congratulations on the win, Coach. What was the message to your team at halftime, and pretty much what was the spark in the third quarter?
I think we talked, and this has been our piece. We're building with 10 new players, and you're trying to get into that connection and that flow on offense. And in our turnovers, we're putting a lot of pressure on our defense. And so, we needed to settle down and work a little bit harder through some of the pressure and be able to get the shots that we wanted. And, we just emphasized, hey, we want to go in with the game plan of making Maryland Eastern Shore shoot contested outside shots. And we had to do a better job of protecting the paint. I thought the team really responded to it.
All right. Mary-Anna, congratulations. 1,000-point milestone. Just how's that feel for to get to this level at this point in the season opener night?
I mean, honestly, it's amazing. I kind of knew I was close, but then once the game started, I forgot. So I think it was funny as soon as the game ended. I was like, oh shoot, I'm at 1,000. It was a great milestone, and I think it just meant more that I scored all 1,000 at VCU. I like finishing what I started, so I think it just meant more that I scored it with the people I love, the people that saw me through my freshman year until now. So I think it just means a lot to me, and I'm happy that I get to continue this season.
And Coach, you had 29 points off the bench, solid contributions by Soraya and company. Let's talk about the production on the bench today.
Yeah, I give Soraya a lot of credit. She's coming off of an injury that's kept her out, over a month now, and this was her first, the first question I had for our trainer today was, hey, is she on a minute restriction? And he was like, nope, she's full go. And, she came in, and I thought she was, had been building quite a bit this summer and working hard, and, then a little bit of that setback with the injury, but she jumped back in, and, it's great to have her back on the floor. I think she brings the quickness and intensity to our defense that we love. It was a big response for her. I was really impressed. It's hard to do when you've been out that long.
And Coach, at the end of the third quarter, you had a 16-0 run. Obviously, we had the fire drill. How were you able to kind of get everybody kind of focused and kind of get back into the frame?
I think it's never happened in my 27 years of coaching that we've had a stoppage in play for a fire alarm or any reason. And I give a lot of credit to RMSC, our event staff, and VCU's facilities and administration because, they handled it professionally. They, evacuated the building. They made sure everybody was safe. And, it is a game, right? It is a game, and we want to make sure that our fans and both teams are okay before you get to go back and play. And, it's always, I said to them, it's not what happens, it's how we respond. And it was almost the same talk that we had at halftime. Listen, we've got to respond, and we get a choice to that. And so I thought our focus and all of that was getting there. It's hard to do. That was a long break. It's a hard thing to do. But just impressed that these guys stuck with it, and it was a challenge that we had to overcome tonight.